Hello, my name is Debra Baker, and I'm so grateful that you've joined us for this little while. We are going to be talking about forgiveness, but not the scary, yicky, you have to forgive kind of forgiveness, but the gentle, lovely gift that you give yourself. So congratulations, you are about to embark on a journey that's going to bring you more joy than you ever imagined. In a gentle, easing process. We cannot ever force ourselves to forgive. But the infinite moving in, through, and as us can create that process for us. So let's get started. So let's begin with our 3 nice, really deep breaths. Just fill up your lungs, hold them for a beat, hold it for a beat, and then and now think about filling up your lungs front and back, like really filling up your rib cage. Hold it as long as you are comfortable and then release it slowly. Think about releasing it like you're releasing air out of a raft or an inflatable toy. It goes out very slowly through that tiny little valve. And now take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Fill up your lungs, front and back, and your belly. Breathe in, in. And then hold it as long as you are comfortable. And as soon as you know you're ready to release it, just nice and slowly. And so last week we did this thing where we felt rainbow drops dropping down on our heads and filling up our bodies. Let's use that same sort of concept of this magical energy, but instead we are stepping into a hot tub or a pool of this magical energy. And maybe it's one of those that has a zero entrance, so you slowly walk into it. So you walk into the level of your feet and you feel your feet just taking that in, how wonderful it feels, and all the stress and tension releasing out. And then you go to the level of your knees and you feel your lower legs just releasing cortisol and stress hormones and anything that no longer serves you. Going in now to the level of your knees and then your upper legs. Just feel how good that feels on your legs. And now go into the level of your pelvis. So feel your pelvic floor relax, your sit bones, your hip bones, your lower torso, your glutes, your lower back. There's a lot of nerve endings around the base of our spine. So when you allow this peaceful energy to soak in there, your whole body just lets go a little bit. And then feel it go up, enter this wonderful pool, this magical pool up through your midsection. And maybe you put your hands in and you feel your hands and your palms letting go and your wrists. And you go in a little deeper. So it's to your rib cage and also your lower arms. And then you go in all the way up to your collarbone and your shoulder blades and your upper arms, your heart space. This is magical energy. So it's energy, it's not water. And while it's relaxing as water is, it's energy. It's beautiful, brilliant, relaxing energy. So when you go in all the way to your shoulders, you feel your shoulders sink down, your neck relax. And you can go all the way in because, like I said, it's energy. So you feel it now, the level of your chin and your jaw, your lips, your teeth, your tongue. It permeates your entire body So you feel it at your atlas, you feel it move all the way through your head, the level of your upper lip, your nose, your eyes, your ears, your eyebrows, your forehead, all the way to the top of your head, and you find yourself in this wonderful pool of relaxation. Each breath you take in relaxes you even more, and you can feel this transformative energy. So, so powerful. And so I said we were going to talk about forgiveness. And I really and truly believe that the one we most need to forgive is ourselves. But we're going to talk about that second, because just like last week we talked about expectations and we touched on forgiveness, this week we're going to kind of really sink into forgiveness. Because when we forgive ourselves or someone else fully, we reach the point where we have this total acceptance of it, and we almost have this sense that there was never anything to forgive. And so, most of us have been harmed by someone else deeply. And we know that to forgive someone, we do it for ourselves, because, sometimes people don't even know that we forgave them. Although I feel like energetically everyone knows. But it could be somebody who's passed away. And that's all right. Because the energy of forgiveness is for you. Because when we don't forgive, it's like wearing a shackle, or wearing a cast we no longer need, or a brace or something that's holding us back. So let's just take a moment in quiet to think about someone, or maybe a group or an event that we need to forgive, or that we want to forgive. And the guides are telling me to mention that sometimes the forgiveness is not even about something that happened to us, but something that happened to a loved one. I really have a hard time with people who are cruel or mean or abusive to children, or to anyone, but especially to children. And so even though they weren't mean or cruel or abusive to me, sometimes I am tripped up by that need to forgive them for that. And so I just invite you to be aware of whatever it is you need to forgive. And let's do it all at the same time. Let's think about ourselves. The common, thing is vernacular. The common thought is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is a definition of insanity. But it's also kind of a definition of being human, because we keep trying and trying, and somebody says, try this, it'll work. And we keep trying it, thinking, well, they said it would work, or I think it should work. And so I invite you not to beat yourself up for the many times you tried and tried and tried and it didn't work. Or the situation you stayed in too long, whether it was a job or a relationship or a location. Let's just be aware of what it is, what the cast is that's holding us back, the shackle, the handcuff. And let's think about love and compassion for ourselves first. Because even when it's someone else's act, or I think we always have some piece of it that we're holding ourselves accountable for. So I invite you to just give yourself some grace and recognize that you are doing the best you can. You have been doing the best you can. Let's invite the infinite into our hearts. The one presence and the one power is what can shift this, that can create the opening for forgiveness, that can send the grace in to free us, that holds the key to the shackles, that holds that little saw for your cast. So let's invite that in. Whether it's a new perspective that we need, a new understanding of ourselves. Certainly it's a huge measure of compassion for ourselves. Or whether it's more processing that we need to do. The universe is here for us, moving in, through, and as us, showing us what we need, giving us what we need, creating that space. So let's ask for the compassion we need for ourselves, the love, the grace, the wisdom to know what's next. We can't accomplish all of this in a 20-minute meditation, but we can plant the seeds for it. We can become open. I give myself grace to walk through this process. I invite the healing to happen with ease, with peace. And I let go of the other person or the other action or the other group and recognize that there are things out of my control and there are things out of my sphere of influence, and there's a divine order to things that I may never fully realize. So I just let go of it and recognize that the one presence and the one power is moving in, through, and as me. And I deserve peace. You deserve peace. When I say I'm hoping that you are thinking of yourself. You deserve peace and freedom from this bondage. And however long it takes is however long it takes. But each day you heal a little more. Each day the forgiveness sinks in until you realize the goal isn't necessarily to feel good about the situation or to feel, even compassion for the perpetrator. The goal is neutral. So you feel nothing. When we fully release something, we feel nothing. And that's the goal. That's when we know that we're through it. So imagine just kind of casting it like bread on water for the ducks. Even though I know you're not supposed to do that, but or maybe some perfect duck food. And imagine that even though this is angst to you, it's perfect food for the ducks, and just throw it on the water and let it go and watch it float away. I imagine you are ready for forgiveness, to forgive yourself and to forgive others. And to ask your higher power to show you the next step. Because it's not necessarily, like I said, from seed to flower. And let's trust the process and know that all is well. And all is well. And I congratulate you on your willingness. And I suggest you congratulate yourself as well. And recognize your grace. You are such a beautiful, beautiful soul who keeps trying. And the wonderful, wonderful life that you seek to have is unfolding even when you can't see it. And so I know that a lot of times my meditations are about trust. But the trust is in your higher self. The trust is in your infinite soul who came here to have this wonderful life that you deserve every moment to be wonderful. So congratulations on starting a journey of deep and profound healing and forgiveness on something new today, or maybe just a deeper level of something old. Take one more nice deep breath. And let me remind you that you are whole and perfect exactly as you are. And the one presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the one presence moving in, through, and as you. Namaste. Have a wonderful week.